It's time for the weekly weather briefing for the Inland Northwest from the National Weather Service in Spokane. For the next 7 days, we see no reprieve from our active winter pattern. Periods of snow will be our primary weather concern for the remainder of today, which is Monday, and into Tuesday. Tuesday night into Wednesday, blustery northeast winds will raise concerns for blowing snow over the open wheat country. Bitterly cold wind chills will also be a concern for Wednesday morning. Thursday and Friday will feature cold temperatures. Morning lows will be in the single digits Thursday and Friday, and some of our sheltered valleys of North Idaho and Northeast Washington will fall below zero. By the weekend, temperatures will moderate, and chances for light snow will increase once again. Here is the look at the weather pattern for Tuesday. Cold Arctic high pressure will be banked along the Continental Divide, and low pressure will be moving into California and will spread moisture into the west coast. The interaction between the cold Arctic air to our north and the moisture to our south will produce light snow Tuesday and Tuesday night, followed by blustery north winds Tuesday night into Wednesday. By mid-morning on Tuesday, most of Washington and Idaho will have the chance for light snow. There may even be a bit of rain and snow mix in the LC Valley and the Clearwater and Snake River valleys. At this time, it looks like snow amounts along and north of Interstate 90 will be 2 inches or less. More significant accumulations are expected over the southern third of Washington into the central and southern Idaho panhandle. Our confidence in these snow amounts is relatively low at this time. This is a complicated forecast due to the interaction between low pressure moving into California and the push of Arctic air from the north. Some models suggest as much as 2 to 3 inches of snow in the Columbia Basin and into Spokane. While these snow amounts aren't particularly high, the impacts from increasing winds Tuesday night could be significant for travel across central and eastern Washington. Speaking of those winds, blustery north and northeast winds are expected to peak late Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Sustained winds around 15 miles per hour are expected over much of the Columbia Basin, Okanagan Valley, and around Coeur d'Alene. Gusts on Wednesday morning have the potential to reach 25 to 30 miles per hour over the open wheat country. If we have several inches of freshly fallen snow in areas prone to gusty north or northeast winds, blowing and drifting snow will be a problem Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. At this time, our primary concern areas are around Moses Lake, the Waterville Plateau, the West Plains, the northern Washington Palouse, and the Coeur d'Alene and Post Falls areas. Our confidence that significant travel impacts is low at this time. The development of wind is a good bet, but the snow we receive Tuesday and Tuesday night will make a big difference in the potential for blowing and drifting snow. Fortunately, our wind with this upcoming event does not appear to be as strong or as prolonged as last week's blowing snow event that caused several road closures. The north winds Wednesday morning will produce bitterly cold wind chills. Many areas will experience -5 to -10 wind chills Wednesday morning. At this time, these values aren't quite as cold as what we experienced last week, but chilly nonetheless. By Thursday, our weather pattern will become less active. The California low-pressure system is expected to move into the desert southwest by Thursday, allowing cold high pressure to build into the inland northwest. Our temperatures will be cold Thursday and Friday, but fortunately our winds should subside. Over the last couple of weeks, our snow depth has continued to increase, and we've gotten some phone calls from property owners across the region. Some folks are concerned about snow loading stress on rooftops. Last week, we created a blog discussing this issue. In general, snow loading has not reached levels of concern for most of the inland northwest. Our snow events have generally produced light and fluffy snow, and a good deal of that snow has blown off our rooftops. However, if you have concerns about the buildup of snow on your roof, you may want to read this blog, which compares the weight of our snow now compared to the winter of 2008. We will be monitoring the pattern for next week very closely. The 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center calls for near average temperatures between January 16th and 22nd, and a very good chance of wetter than average conditions. At this time, some of the forecast models are calling for snow early in the week, followed by rain and warmer conditions late next week. If a warmer and rainy pattern does develop next week, there will be a concern for ice jams and flooding. Some of our creeks and small rivers have developed a solid layer of ice. Scenarios that create rapid runoff have historically given the inland Northwest issues with ice jam flooding. It is too early to be alarmed about ice jam flooding for next week, but it is something to keep in mind. In summary, additional light snow accumulations are expected Tuesday into Wednesday morning, with the best chances for significant accumulations south of I-90. Even a couple of inches of light snow could bring blowing and drifting problems to the open wheat country because blustery north-northeast winds are expected late Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Winds will have the potential to produce wind chills of -5 to -10 on Wednesday morning. Finally, in the 8 to 14 day time frame, there's a chance of warmer temperatures and rain, which could contribute to ice jams and river creeks that are currently frozen. Stay apprised of the latest weather forecast. Here are ways to be informed. Thank you for tuning in and have a nice week.